What's going on, everybody? I'm Primalliquid, and wow, it is already the end of 2021. That is just insane. Like, this year's gone so fast. So just like every other year, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do a year in review, because why not? It's fun. And I know you guys really liked the last one where I showed off all the numbers and things like that from the year, talked about, just general things that happened in the year and what we're going to be doing moving forward in the next year. So let's just jump straight into it, shall we? Now, when it comes to 2021, it was definitely better than 2020, simply due to the fact, if you remember, in 2020, Grandma Primal ended up in hospital for a few weeks, which was absolutely terrifying. Unfortunately, we are still dealing with the pandemic, especially with the new Omicron variant. So little annoyances, little annoyances like that still. But all in all, I think 2020 has been a much better year in terms of the real life side, in terms of the content. I think we've had a lot more fun in general, because obviously, this year we've done things like, we've had the whole Princess Primal, we've had the whole Wheel of Pain thing on streams, we've had Pbird finally, Pbird, we've been waiting for that for years and years and years, so we're finally able to tackle that. So many mods this year, we've done Final Fantasy VIII Ultimate Hardcore, we've done a whole bunch of randomizers and all things like that. The other FF10 mod was last year, so I can't really talk about that, even though it was finished this year. Yeah, let's not talk about that one. But no, we've done so many mods, and honestly, I think the mods have been absolutely great this year, because it's really breathed a lot of life into the older FF games, which has been just really nice. It's giving a new twist to an old game, a game that we've all played countless times. So being able to go back and enjoy it like that is just absolutely amazing. Obviously, because of that, though, we've been doing all the Pbird, the mods. Oops, I just accidentally smacked one of the mics. Because of that, obviously, there is one downside. There's not really been as many overpowered or challenge videos, and I think that's actually gonna show once I start showing you guys the numbers, which I do have pulled up right here. I've also got the numbers from 2019, 2020, just so you guys can see the differences over the years, because I like seeing that. Some of you guys like seeing that, so let's just do it anyway, shall we? Right, you know what? Let's actually just change over, shall we? So let's do this. There we go. Okay, you know what? That's actually going to be really freaking small, isn't it? I don't think actually, I can just zoom in on XL. There we go. Right, okay, so obviously we have the whole 2019 thing. You guys have already seen 2019 and 2020 from last year's year in review. So let's take a look at actually 2021, shall we? So straight off the bat, subscriber gains for the channel, much lower, 9,000 lower than last year, and a whopping 12, nearly 13,000 lower than 2019. And remember how I said there hasn't really been that many overpowered or challenge videos this year? That's probably the reason why. Like, this year we've had a really big focus on Let's Play style content. We've done the mods, we've done the randomizers, we're doing Pbird now, and that's not really left me a whole lot of time to actually really invest in all these different challenges and overpowered videos, which, obviously when it comes to the more individual style videos, they are a lot more popular in terms of channel growth as opposed to a normal style Let's Play. So that probably explains why. Little disappointing, it is a little disappointing. In the last year's video, I did say the goal for this year was to hit 100k subs. We didn't quite get there, unfortunately. I am about 10,000 subs off. Let me just pull that over here and have a quick look. But yeah, I'm fairly sure I'm about 10,000 subs off, which, it means we'll hit it next year. Yeah, so 10,200 subs. We'll hit 100k next year for sure. will definitely hit that. Especially because of the fact I'm actually going... Okay, I did not know that was actually auto-playing. But yeah, we'll definitely be hitting 100k next year. Especially due to the fact that I have big plans for next year, and there's quite a few things going on next year, which I'll actually start talking about momentarily. But yeah, one of the big things is I do have some more overpowered and challenges planned. So don't worry about that, they will be returning. That's not going to be my big time consumption next year though. So I will talk about that momentarily, and I think you guys will definitely be quite excited about that as well. So let's carry on moving down the list, shall we? So next up we have subscribers lost. Now subscribers lost 7,900. Honestly, this could be for a million different reasons. There are plenty of people out there who will subscribe for one thing and one thing only, and then once you're done with that, they'll unsubscribe. There are also a bunch where YouTube will just remove inactive subs. Maybe they just don't like the content anymore. You know, there's a million and one different reasons for why people would unsubscribe to a channel. So I can't really look at this and be like, oh, okay, they just don't like the content, you know? So I can't really tell where people are leaving the channel from, so I can't really fix any issues like that. So ideally, what I would like is if people are actually going to just unsubscribe, I mean, obviously, you know, it's your choice. If you want to unsubscribe, then do it. You know, if you're not enjoying the content, then you're not enjoying it. But when you do actually unsubscribe, just leave a comment on a video and let me know why, you know? If it's some sort of problem with the content, then I can look at it and be like, you know what, that's a good idea. Maybe I can fix that, you know, if it's like an actual problem with the content. And that's one thing that I do actually love from you guys. Whenever something is wrong in a video, you are vocal about it, and that feedback goes a long way. There are some things like audio issues every now and again, which, you know, I can't fix because it just happens on the raw, and I don't have save files to go back and re-record the video and that. I know we've had a big problem with that on Legendary Dragoon. Luckily enough, I did manage to completely fix those issues just by changing the recording program in the end. But yeah, it's things like that that really help. Like, I don't think a viewer understands just how much help pointing out a simple issue is. Because obviously when it comes to creating all this content, like, a lot of creators typically don't have time to go through like each individual video multiple times looking for those little mistakes. And obviously, you know, when 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 people are watching the video, it makes it much easier to find little things like that, which can then just get pointed out. It's like games, you know, when you think about game development, the best way of testing for bugs is a beta test, by throwing it out there and just letting hundreds of thousands of people play it. Because then you've got all these other people who will notice these small, like these little small details that people can very easily overlook. And that's why the feedback goes a long way. Now, if we move on, we got subscribers. This is just basically the difference between what I gained and what I lost. Which means over this year, so all of 2021, we are 19,000 subscribers up compared to what we were in 2020. Which is pretty amazing, you know, I'm not going to lie. It is pretty amazing. It's incredible growth still. And I'm definitely not disheartened about that. In fact, I'm actually still really chuffed. That means another 20,000 of you beautiful bastards actually like the content enough to stick around. So, you know, we're happy with that. I'm happy with that. In terms of views, this one actually caught me by surprise. This one actually really did catch me by surprise. We're on 6.2 million views all year, which I think is really freaking amazing because, as I said earlier on, there's not really been any, you know, challenge videos or overpowered videos. It has basically been just Let's Play style stuff. So, obviously, you know, we're still getting views from the older overpowered, the older challenges. It's like my most viewed video this year is still Final Fantasy X, How Overpowered Can You Get, coming in at nearly 400,000 views. So obviously they are still earning views as well. But to end up still being so high compared to 2020 and 2019, with, you know, just just like Let's Play, is pretty freaking impressive, to be honest. Like, I'm really glad you guys are enjoying the Let's Plays so much. I know the FF8 randomizer was enjoyed a lot. I know you guys are freaking loving Pbird, especially all my deaths, like the Mega Elixir, because you fuckers are never going to let me live that down, are you? So no, this is actually really, it's nice, you know, it's nice to see that you guys are enjoying the Let's Plays. Obviously, newer viewers, maybe not as much as the Overpowered and the Challenge videos, but it does just go to show that Let's Plays themselves can be extremely entertaining, and I'm thankful for that. I still think next year, though, I'm going to try and dial the Let's Plays back a little bit, just to give me more time to focus on Overpowered videos, Challenge videos, and the new project I'm working on, which I'm going to talk about once we get to the end of these stats. I promise. I know I keep teasing you. Oh, but it is coming. Okay, hours watched. Now, hours watched basically the same as 2020, and we're actually higher than 2019, which is really freaking good, because 2019, we had over 3 million more views, and yet we've had near enough 100,000 hours more watched. This is sort of a cheating metric this year because of the fact we have mainly done only Let's Plays. This means near enough every video I've uploaded this year has been like 40 plus minutes, you know? Whereas back in 2019, it wasn't. Most of the views from 2019 were coming from the Overpowered videos and the Challenge videos. Whereas this year, it's mainly just Let's Plays overall. So obviously with the videos themselves being longer, you know, 40 to an hour to even an hour and a half with some videos, that explains why the hours watched is so long. And then of course we've done more streaming on YouTube this year as well, which is also going to scuff that metric a little. So I can't really judge anything from that, other than you guys like my content, or my content is putting you guys to sleep and you're just like living on the channel for 12 hours straight. I don't know, one or the other. Impressions. So impressions are the easiest way to describe what an impression is. You know, when you see a video down on the sidebar, you know, that's an impression. That means you've seen my video in the sidebar. Whether you click it or not, well, I mean, that'd go into views if you end up clicking it. But this is just how many people actually come across my content, either on the sidebar, on the homepage, or anything like that. Now, that one were quite lower compared to the previous years. And again, that's going to be down to we've mainly done Let's Play content this year. If you don't know, Let's Play content doesn't really get pushed to new viewers. In fact, a couple of months ago, I was actually looking at my analytics, and it was basically a case of I was getting all my daily viewers from current subscribers, and then when it comes to actual new viewers, I was down to like 200 a day, which obviously is no good for a YouTube channel, because you know, it's that intake of fresh blood that really keeps things going. So that's going to be why the impressions are low, because it's just not really, like, I've not really been getting pushed the past couple of months. So, you know, understandable, but things are going to be different next year. That's for damn sure, because the big ones are going to be like individual videos. If you don't know, when it comes to Let's Plays, the first few videos of a Let's Play get pushed. But then after that, YouTube's just like, nah, we've pushed this series enough, you're done, basically. So after that, it just doesn't get pushed anymore. It's like Pbird. The earlier videos just get so many viewers from... well, so many new viewers, but then after like part 10, you guys will probably notice this yourself if you look at the actual view counts of the Pbird videos. After like part 10, it's pretty much only subs that are watching it. So that's one of the big things about impressions. But it's alright, I've got an idea of how I can fix that anyway, so, you know. And then we have likes and dislikes. Now, this one is the big one. This one's actually the really, really big one. I think this is a really cheated metric right now for a couple of reasons. So, likes were actually better than 2019, but were worse than 2020. Again, pretty impressive considering it's only been Let's Plays. That's actually really, really, really surprising. Let's close that. But yeah, that's really, really surprising considering, you know, we've only done Let's Play content this year. So, I'm really, really happy with that amount of likes. Like, seriously, that is impressive. It's not as impressive as last year, you know, we're 7,000 lower than last year, but hey, this year is still my second highest ever year for likes, so Why complain, you know? Be happy about that, be happy. It's not the best, but it's the second best. We can't complain about that. And then dislikes. This one I think is screwed. And the reason for that is YouTube disabled the dislike counter, didn't they, this year? Now, when it came to disabling the dislike counter, I think a lot of people now just don't even bother disliking. They just don't like, and then they just leave the video, basically. Because getting only 4,600 in a year is... it's a little weird, in my opinion. But then, at the same time, it could also be a normal... like, it could also be normal for the simple fact of... I've not been getting many new viewers this year. Because obviously there's not really been that many challenge videos, no overpowered videos or anything like that. So it has basically just been, once again, Let's Plays, which has been mainly being pushed out to current subscribers. And I know most current subs don't really dislike something if they don't like it. You know, they just leave a comment saying, yeah, I don't like this, and then they're gone. You know, they don't really often dislike a video. So there will be some videos that end up with a few dislikes, but proportionately, they're still very, very low. It's like I think my channel average overall right now is about 98 to 99% like ratio to dislikes, which is freaking amazing, to be honest. That is absolutely freaking amazing for sure. But yeah, those are my stats for this year, guys. And now, let's talk about what we're going to be doing next year, shall we? Because I have freaking insane plans for next year. Like, let me first talk about one of the things that's happened. So, obviously this year we did Legend of Dragoon as a Patreon series. If you're a Patreon, you got extra Legend of Dragoon and you got it early. It's still being uploaded once a week to YouTube. But yeah, that was the big deal with Patreon. Once Patreon finished, right, well, I say once Patreon finished, once Legend of Dragoon finished, Patreon was actually moved over to something else. So, one of the big things that I've always wanted to do is, well, not wanted to do, originally it was more something that I found really freaking annoying. Because you guys know whenever you want to look something up for a game or something like that, how many places do you have to look for the information? You have to look at YouTube. Maybe you don't find the information on YouTube. Game FAQs. Maybe you can't find the information there. You go scrolling through wikis. You go scrolling through old forums and things like that. There's no central one place to just get the information you want just like that, is there? Well, that's going to change with the help of my Patreons. So, if you don't know, excuse me, what I'm actually doing with all the income generated from Patreon now and all the income from Twitch, so that both of these sets of income are now merging together to try and fund this project. They're not able to completely do it at the moment, which is understandable considering how expensive this project actually is. But hopefully, you know, one day, once more and more people actually see what it is and actually start using it, maybe more will want to fund it. I don't know. But what the goal is, we're going to build a website. Not just any website, though. This is going to be a haven for RPG players, JRPG players, grinders, people who want 100% games. It's basically going to be a big collection of, you know, guides, grinding videos, no. It's going to be like written guides. It's all going to be, you know, grinding, walkthroughs, speed runs, trophies. Literally everything to do on a game will have, you know, like a section on this website, essentially. It's like, let's take a look at FF10, for example. So when it comes to FF10, some of the things that we are planning for this website is going to be a complete 100% walkthrough with, you know, pictures for all the treasure chests, so you can't possibly miss them. There's going to be sections detailed to grinding in individual zones, monster details letting you know if something is worth farming, what you can farm from it, and all things like that. There's going to be side quest information, like maybe you have trouble doing chocobo capture. No problem. I'm going to have videos, pictures, full written information explaining little tips that you can do, some good tricks, how you can effectively practice, and all things like that. It's going to be the go-to for doing anything on, you know, like on a JRPG or an RPG. And it's going to be a very big undertaking, both in time and in terms of cost. Obviously, you know, website designers are expensive. Withered is helping whenever he possibly can. But obviously, you know, Withered has his life, he's got his daughter, he's got his job to handle and all that. So the time that he can put in at the moment is, you know, not really a lot. And that's why it's turning out to be so expensive at the moment. Because obviously, you know, website designers are not cheap, and I can't design a website to save my freaking life. But obviously, when it comes to me, most of my relation to the website at the moment is basically funding and actually making the guides, you know. And then obviously, you know, I'll have the general ideas about how I want the site to look and all things like that, and then it'll be a back and forth and whatnot. But yeah, that is the big secret, guys. That is what we are working on. We are working on a one-stop shop for guides, for RPGs, JRPGs, and everything. And this isn't going to be just something by me or anything like that. It's like people from the general public will also be able to submit stuff. However, the things they submit will not automatically be allowed on the website. You see, what will happen is when a user submits information, it will then be tested and verified by staff on the website, just to ensure it's actually accurate, it's true, and things like that. Just so we can be 100% positive that things are accurate on the website. And then if something new is found in the future, or, you know, maybe there's a game update which changes something, we will be going back in and we will be fixing every guide that has been changed. So as you can understand, it's going to be one hell of a freaking massive project, both in terms of timescale and cost. And that's why we're hoping to have a little bit of a beta ready this year. Obviously, it's not going to be complete for a long time just because of how much work is involved. We're hoping to at least have Final Fantasy X complete on the website first. Like that's going to be the big one, because that's the one that I know the most, and that's the one that I will find easier to make the guides for. So that's going to be the one that we try and do first. But obviously, you know, because of how much there is in juggling, you know, Twitch, YouTube, etc., where it might take a bit of time, but we're hoping that there will at least be that done this year. And then obviously, you know, if Patreon and Twitch start earning more, we can start bringing more and more people into the team, and so on and so forth, just to try and speed things up, you know. But yeah, that is the big plan for next year. But not only is that the plan for next year, there's also going to be other things as well. So the Overpowered videos. I've not really done any Overpowered videos this year, which I know a lot of people have been on at me for, you know, like, dude, when's the next Overpowered? Dude, why no Overpowered? You know, what's going on? They're coming. They're coming. I've started a list. I've started pre-planning them, and there are a few planned. Let's put it that way. There are a few planned. In terms of time frame, honestly, I have no idea, but there will be Overpowered videos this year. There will be multiple Overpowered videos this year. There will be a lot of challenge videos as well. I've started a list for challenges. Holy fuck, I've got a lot. I've got a lot of ideas for challenges. And then of course, you know, if you guys want to suggest challenges for me to do as well, just jump in the Discord, you know. It's linked down in the description, and we have a section on there dedicated to challenge suggestion ideas. You know, just throw your idea in there, and then who knows, it might make its way onto my list to actually do. But yeah, so 2022 it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting for sure. There's a lot of stuff to do, but it's going to be a very, very busy year. Like, hands down, it's going to be my busiest year yet, for sure. But one of the big things I'm hoping to do as well is I'm hoping to hire an editor, just to take a load of the time sink off that side, just so I can then invest that time somewhere else, just to make things a little easier, a little smoother, and a little faster, you know, because obviously my editing skills are terrible. I will be the first to admit my editing skills are truly, truly terrible. So if I can hire an editor, then it just brings It brings better quality content for you guys, and it gives me more time to actually invest in other things like more Overpowered, more challenges, and the website that we're working on. But yeah, guys, I think that about sums it up. I don't think there's anything else really left to mention. Like, there are a few things, but I want to keep them under wraps for now, just until I figure out the logistics for them. So yeah, I think we'll just call it there for now. You know, obviously there is going to be more news as time goes forward. Patreon, well, any patrons, you guys are going to get a first look at the website in probably a couple of weeks. You know, it's only going to be a couple of screenshots and things like that for now, just because, you know, we are still in a very, very early phase, and these things take a huge amount of time. But yeah, patrons, you are going to get a first look in a couple of weeks. YouTube members, I will try and figure out a way to get you guys a look as well. I think one of the things I can do is I can maybe do it as a community post for members only. I don't know if YouTube actually pushes those notifications out though. So any YouTube members, you know, just pay attention to the community posts in a couple of weeks. Or I'll just tweet about it. You know, I'll tweet about it, and then if you're a member, you know, you can just go to the channel and check the community section, and you'll have access to see this post and get your first look at the website as well. But though, guys, that is where we're going to end things off here. I hope you have an awesome 2022. I hope you've had a good 2021 as well, you know. If not, then definitely I hope 2022 is much, much better for you. Hopefully, you all have a good night tonight. You know, I know a lot of you are going to probably be getting drunk. If you're watching this after New Year's, then maybe you're still getting drunk tonight. I don't know. I don't know what day you're going to be watching this on. But no, guys, I hope you have an awesome, awesome night. I hope you have an awesome upcoming year, and I hope we have an awesome year together as well. As always, though, guys, thank you for watching. I've really enjoyed your company this year, and hopefully for many more years to come. Goodbye, all.